Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a beautiful, beautiful day in Alva, Oklahoma, and around our country, our Northwest Oklahoma country. Ben Buckland with you, and at this point, I would turn to Jody. You remember Jody, the co director of the Alva Chamber of Commerce. Um, Jody Brott and her Megan Lear. However, I was chatting with Cade Kennedy, the producer director of this show, and I said, um, Jody's not here yet. And the more we talked, the more we realized that Jody's not going to be here. The second Monday of every month is the Alva Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors meeting, and that's going on right now. And so I bet that Jody believes that we're going to have chamber chats on Wednesday. Would you agree with that, producer director?
I would agree, except for the fact that I have professional development on Wednesday. So it really worked out that we're able to talk right now.
So are you telling me you're not going to be here Wednesday?
I'm telling you, you guys can have Chamber Chat Wednesday, but I unfortunately can't be here. I'll be learning about mental health awareness.
Talk about a waste. Never mind. Yes, yes. You need to attend that. You do. So it'll be Jody, I think, and myself, pretty sure, here on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, we do have quite a little deal. We're taking the Rose and Ben Radio Rodeo Show on the road, and producer director Cade Kennedy will produce and direct us from the Senior Citizen Center, newly opened in Winoka, Oklahoma. We'll even take the camera with us and have some views inside. And it's the day, I don't know what it's called, Cade, but it's the day that once a month everybody gathers and has lunch, the noon meal, dinner, whatever you wish to call it at noon. They're at the Senior Citizen Center, so we're going to have a feed.
Well, that sounds like it'll be a fun time.
It will. I want to warn you of a couple of things. I know that that you're big on swimming pools, and there's a swimming pool very close to the Senior Citizen Center. In fact, it's about 30, 40 feet away. Don't jump in it, Kate. It's dry.
Okay, I'll remember that.
We might need to make some notes, but we don't want to lose you to the dry swimming pool. Winoka has a beautiful new swimming pool located closer in. Not that it was a terrible walk to go to this particular pool. It's kind of on the east edge of town. Not kinda, it is. So we'll be down there. Rose is going on the road, and she's very excited about it. She wanted a bus, doing roads and stuff, but I mean, we're going to rough it. I think it's like 22 miles, so personal vehicles, and somehow we'll get the caravan there. So while I was gone, Kate, it looks like you may have gotten some rain.
We did. I mean, we got quite a bit of rain over the weekend, and I mean, it was a good deal. I mean, we were able to get some showers in through yesterday. We had storms roll through, and that's never a bad thing. Anytime you can get some nice rain, you don't have that many storms with it and all that, it always results in a nice time. Of course, kind of looking at the Northwestern side of things, it's hard to think, Ben, that everything's over at Northwestern. We had graduation Saturday. That went off. Well, we talk about the weather. It was 85 degrees, and I talked to some of the people, and they said, man, it's hot outside. I said, don't worry. It'll be 10 degrees warmer by the time you graduate. So it just keeps climbing. I was very happy that I had a cloudy graduation when I did, but didn't have to go through the 85 to 90 of walking across a turf, keep in mind, while you're doing that.
Yes, I recall. It's been a minute, but when I graduated, it was a hot son of a gun. It was a hot summer night, and seems like I should have gotten over that by now. It's been a minute.
It has. It's been a little bit for all of us.
But once you're starched out there, it's. I also recall that the speaker that evening went somewhere around 45 minutes.
I'm glad you remember your speaker because I don't remember mine at all.
I think that the last one that I was a part of, I was sitting close to the speaker, and they had, they being the powers that be, had said 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, 7 to 10 minutes, and so the speaker was nodding. So probably the voluminous notes from the pocket weren't needed to go 7 to 10 minutes, but that's a nice round figure if you're graduating.
Exactly. And that's what we were kind of joking about up in the press box, trying to get everything run is, you know, what is the ideal time for a speech? Is it 5? Is it 7 to 10? You don't want to go half an hour, especially when it's getting hot outside and you're all dressed in black. You don't want to be there that long.
Yeah, I really don't have the answer to that because, frankly, I've heard people speak that I just couldn't get enough of. They could have gone, they went an hour, they could have gone another hour. It'd have been fine with me. And then I've attended speeches, as everybody has, that after pretty much after the intro, you're going, oh, baby, this is going to be brutal.
Yeah, I remember mine when one of my cousins graduated, and she started the speech by saying, I'm sorry, it's going to be a long one. It was 92 degrees at 10:30 in the morning, and everyone in the audience just went, you know, this could be the greatest speech of all time, but man, we don't want to hear it today.
Just do not want to hear it. Well, I got to tell you that things in Ireland went very, very well. My grandbaby got married in a castle. It was all cool. Here's the greatest thing about Ireland. It rains there for about 20 or 30 minutes, 283 days out of the year. There is not an ungreen sprig on the entire island. It's the most verdant. I mean, there are trees that aren't supposed to be together that can grow side by side just because the soil is rich and there's plenty of water.
Well, you could have just stopped after it rains there. You didn't need to go into all the detail.
It's a beautiful thing, I promise you. And the other thing, you know, I always hear this when people move to Northwest Oklahoma. What's the thing that you're really glad about moving? Oh, it's the people. The people are wonderful. I'm not sure I wasn't there long enough to know. It all seemed very real to me. Nobody seemed phony. But that's got to be the friendliest place I have ever been in my life. Everybody. I suppose they could be coaching them a little bit because their biggest industry is tourism, and so I mean that's a big deal to them. But it just didn't seem to matter who you were talking to. They were friendly and really glad that you're there. Which I've gone some places from time to time that I wasn't real sure they were real glad that I was there, and then 2 or 3 times I know they weren't glad I was there because it was explained to me.
Well, you know, it's glad to see that they're happy about it.
Yes, truly, and they are a happy people. Now, there's a little sidebar to that too. They drink at about everything.
That does not surprise me.
I mean, it does not make much difference, and it's a family thing, and I did not see a whole lot of problem. They just let's drink to that.
Yeah, that's just their culture. That's what they do. They just like to drink.
A fact. So we got some moisture, but I don't know how much. I got back in late last night. I got a little bit of a puddle in my driveway, which doesn't mean an awful lot because we haven't had any rain. So, we're going to covet whatever we got. I would think it's not going to save anything that needed water the last couple of months. Do you know how much rain we got?
Well, the last 2 days here, if we go by the mesonet, I mean, it was more in Winoka. It was closer to an inch of rain in Winoka. Alva, 0.8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more west of town. But I was out at the Alva Beer Coast Saturday night. Mike Hosty was in town. That was a wonderful concert he put on, and it started storming about 8 o'clock. By the time he was done at 9:15, there was a giant puddle where Barnes Street used to be downtown. So that explains about how hard it rained for an hour.
Wow, no kidding. You loved his concert?
Oh, it was wonderful.
he's kind of catching on, isn't he?
He is. I mean, he's just enough out there that he's going to play something you're going to like. He's probably going to play something you have no idea what he's talking about, but that's just, you got to run and gun with him.
Well, we're about to wrap this baby up. This baby will be in the school year. I mean, the way my life is going, it'll be Christmas in 2 weeks. The next big promotion that we have coming up is on the radio station is the what's the name of that thing that you cook hamburgers on? Grill, outdoor grill. Whew, boy, I'm telling you, that's the simplest of words are getting tougher and tougher. I'm thinking that's probably not good news, but the outdoor grill will be moving it into Sally Eggleston's front area there, or she may direct me to her back area, but somewhere in Holder Drug will be a grill, and you can sign up for it, and you got as good a chance as anybody else of winning the thing. It's that time because it's time to cook. And speaking of that, one of the things that we live streamed while I was gone was the FFA Awards night in Winoka. We were honoring the among other things, they were honoring the National Livestock Judging teams from Winoka, which are three. The group that my group of me and Phil Buckland, Lee Bixler, and Joe Howell, Joe being the son of Martin Howell, the ag teacher. We won it in 1964. And the other two teams, Fred Slater was in the, I shouldn't mix these up, but I might. Let me see. Have you got, did Robert hand us any notes from that? From Robert Perot was our man on the scene. The two other teams that were honored, Fred Slater's team, and who was the other one? Okay, stay with me here. Let's see. It was Stan Bixler, Stan and Scott Bixler. So those teams were there to be honored, and then we are starting or putting together a scholarship to offer to Winoka seniors who would like to pursue a livestock judging degree, which will start, next year's school year. We just presented at the end of this year, and we really want to thank the people that helped us along the way. I mean, it's one of those deals where you start recognizing people and then you leave somebody out, and there you are. But we had the Egglestons I was talking about had a beef bundle for our silent auction. The Redgate Ranches also, George Farms also. The Brady's had a meat bundle. Handcrafted silver earrings were also silent auction by Lana Slater. Robin Klein offered a cooler, and Trey Allen had for the silent auction a John Deere Ride-On Kids tractor. So lots of people got stuff, and then the FFA had their honoring of their new officer line. So Ms. Bozeiden, Retta Bozeiden, the existing presiding president, handed off the gavel to Cannon Wyatt. Congratulations there, and we'll be talking that whole slate of officers before long. Want to thank Sage Booty, the farm girl, for emceeing and opening up the evening. It was just an absolutely great evening. And now we got things coming up. You don't have anything left, do you, up here?
No, I mean, we are done with all our sports until August, and it's hard to think that this is the time to finally kind of go through, clean some closets out, kind of update stats, records, all sorts of that fun stuff.
Seems like it closed out pretty good.
It did. I mean, the baseball team made a trip out to Hot Springs. They won their first 2 conference tournament games, which they had not won a conference tournament game since 2012. So it had been a long time since they had won one of those. And to win 2 and probably should have won 3 and maybe had an opportunity to play for a conference championship. It's a good sign where baseball's going. It's similar to what women's basketball did last year. And now we'll get back to May, and the question will be, can baseball make the same jump that women's basketball did?
This guy being the head coach, believes in practice.
He does. I mean, Coach Bowen is one of those guys that his dad is one of the winningest high school baseball coaches in the entire state of Oklahoma. I believe is the winningest. I mean, he comes from a line of, if you get that practice in, if you just keep getting reps, you're going to keep getting better.
And I mean, it didn't take an absolute expert to see that they improved day after day after day through the year.
Absolutely. I mean, they just continue to get better, got hot at the right time, and hopefully they'll, and you run into Arkansas Tech, who ended up winning the whole conference. So that's a bit of a bummer there, but you just more motivation for next year.
Well, we'll be back Wednesday with Jody, we being me, because you're going to be where?
We have mandatory professional development is what it was framed to me as.
Well, we can all use a little mandatory and then the other stuff too.
We can.
So we'll see you back here on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Rose and Ben Radio Rodeo goes on the road. We're going to have lunch at noon at the Senior Citizen Center in Winoka. Lots of stuff happening. As Jody always says, there's plenty to do in Northwest Oklahoma. This is Ben Buckland with you here with our producer-director, Cade Kennedy, and we now return you to what we laughingly refer to as regular programming.